Hello and welcome back to my channel and welcome to day 11 of Christy from Christy's Beautiful Life 30 Days of Sketches. And today we are joining, as we are going to do throughout the month on Thursdays, we are joining our friends Shannon from She's Crafty here on YouTube and Kathy from Scrappy Kathy here on YouTube with their series Challenge Accepted. So the sketch today is by Susan Stringfellow, and that is another one of my favorite sketch makers. I love her sketches, and I do find them fun and easy to work with. And this she had done for Sketch Savvy. Now, I followed the sketch fairly closely in some ways, but then sort of went off a little bit in a different way for me and turned it into my own, and I love it. I'm going to apologize. I have two lovely little flowers here to hide the face on here. I'm going to tell you why. I mean, this is pretty much a heritage. Well, it is. It's a heritage layout. It comes from some of the photos that I have from my dad, and I'm sure this lady is no longer with us because she would be over 100 years old, as would be, my dad would be 100 this year. But still, I don't know this lady, but there is a story behind this lady, and I really wanted to get it in the book because I'm documenting some of my father's amateur theater when he was still in Dublin. And in fact, I just did a layout, was it I think last week that I did a layout about that, and that will go into that part of the early years album, and I'll come back to that in a moment. So I have the two photos pretty much the same, and I'm working here with the ROSIE'S Studio Splendid paper pad, so my How to Kill a Kit with Style for March, and I just love these blues and greens and the various shades of purples. I think this is just lovely, and I think it's perfect for black and white photos and heritage photos. And it's quite odd because I cropped the photos down a little bit. I cut the photos down a bit, so therefore I removed the white border that was already there, and then I found that I wanted it, so I put it back. So I mounted the photos on white cardstock and on this lovely pale sort of almost lilac purple, I guess, which I gutted this and then put my white cardstock down on that, and then I used the gutted portion to mat my photos here. And I used this beautiful, if you remember this floral, when I shared my How to Kill a Kit with Style, I told you this was definitely one of my favorite papers ever, and I'm so happy that I have 3 pieces of it. So I put that down below, but I found that when I put it next to the pale blue that is in there, it really didn't stand out enough. So I went to get a violet, a much darker purple cardstock in my stash, and just framed or matted that pattern paper with a very thin frame, and I love that look. So I got that paper down. I got this lovely sort of a grayish blue, or I guess a warm, dusty, I guess it's a dusty. Is it a dusty blue? That's, I think, what I'm going to call it. Got that down. And then this lovely paper, which sort of has some dusty rose in it. And depending on how you look at it, it could be like a purpley gray or a gray. And I just love it. So I popped that in the back. So the sizes of my papers and the way I arrange them are maybe a little bit different, but I do love how it came out. I got my photos, and they are flat to the page. I did not, because there are several layers, I do use some foam here on this lovely sticker. So I got all of that down. And then I got the 2 tags. I made the tags from this pattern paper. Got some lovely twine so that I wouldn't have naked tag holes. We don't want to get Sandy worried with our naked tag holes, do we? So I got my twine in there. And then I decided to do a little bit of a cluster here and this sticker, and if you look at that sticker to begin with, and when you see it on the sticker sheet, for sure, you would probably say that does not go at all. But for some reason, the sort of vintagey, dusty feel to all the colors, I liked it. And I just took it in my hand and put it there. And I said, you know what? It stays. And I kind of love it. I think this minty color is pretty, matches here, the dusty rose, so that in the end, it really does look lovely. I popped this part of it up on foam, got this globe out from the Take a Scenic Route sticker sheet that I had, put a couple of the lovely Nicole Jones 911 printables down here, a viewfinder, 1.5-inch viewfinder, and this lovely lilac-y purple tab. And then here, if you remember at one point, if you follow my Nicole Jones 911 series, you'll remember that my printer sort of ran out of ink as I was printing some of the viewfinders, and I got this gorgeous color. And look how it matches this perfectly. So I popped one of those in there, a little piece of chipboard here which matches the violet color, and then just a few of the lovely enamel shapes from the Take a Scenic Route from Paige Evans. My title, with these lovely, lovely thickers that you know I absolutely love, Muse ? Because what this really is, at some point in the 90s, a lady somehow attracted my mom. I have no idea how. She was living at the time in the States in Maryland, I believe. I don't have the full story. I'll have to ask my mom again. But this lady tracked my mom down, and she had been, it was unclear, a colleague, certainly a dance partner of my dad in the amateur theater, and perhaps also a colleague of his at work, because part one of the amateur theater groups that my father belonged to was a result of his work. So I think that may have been there. And was she a girlfriend? It would appear that perhaps she was at the time, certainly from maybe some of the comments on the backs of the photos from my dad when he was talking about the legs and all that kind of thing. I don't know. So that part of it is a little bit fuzzy and unclear. But in any case, she sent us, if I remember correctly, she was like downsizing and maybe going into a residence or something like that. And she had lots and lots of old photos. And she sent us a full box of theater programs and photos of and many, many, many other people. But the majority of the photos also had my dad on them. And then there were these two photos of her. Now, the reason I'm hiding her face, I'm sure she is no longer with us, but I don't know whether, you know, she had family. I don't remember. I don't believe she did, which is why we got all of the photos, but I'm not clear on that. So I probably won't be putting this layout up on Instagram. I will put it in I will put it in the Facebook group and, in our private Facebook groups, but I won't be putting it up on Instagram for that reason. So my title is, I don't know the whole story. This lady contacted Mom in the 90s as one of Dad's colleagues and dance partner in theater. She sent lots of photos. Muse ? Colleague ? Girlfriend? Or a little bit of all of those? Still a little unclear. I think my mom knows more of the story. They did not really keep in touch afterwards for very long, and I'm not quite sure why. But I have another photo of this lady, so I'm going to try and get a little bit more of the story from Mom and then come back and maybe do another layout. But there you go. I love the look of this. I love it for a heritage, and I really am enjoying the ROSIE'S Studios Splendid for my How to Kill a Kit with Style in March. So thanks for being with me. Please make sure, as you do every single day, you pop on down below, you follow all the links. Don't forget that Christina, on the Redefine Creative Public page, she scrapbooks the sketch live every day, round about, I guess, noon. between noon and 1 Eastern Time. Use the hashtag 30DSCBL7, or tag us if you are playing along. And I will see you back here again tomorrow for day 12. Thanks for being with me. Bye for now, my friends.